evening. It's 6 o'clock on Tuesday the 15th of August 2017. Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight for the final English edition of Aura News for the summer. The Civil Emergency Service has reported 5 new fires in the past 24 hours. Affected areas include Tiran, Korç, Vlora and Gjirokastra. 50 firefighting teams with 7 vehicles, 60 military forces and 48 employees of the Forest Directory and City Halls, also aided by helicopters, were all engaged in the operations to extinguish the fires. According to the civil emergencies, the fires in Finic and Delvin are still active. The situation has been problematic in some of Vlora's villages, but thanks to the air operations, almost all the blazes have been extinguished. City Hall employees, residents of the area and a helicopter are active in the operation against the flames. In Tiran, there is one active blaze in Rogojina, where firefighters and military forces, aided by a helicopter, are working to extinguish the flames. According to the Civil Emergencies announcement, there are 3 infernos active in the Gjirokastra area. The firefighting teams are working to isolate the flames. Fire also erupted in a wooden area of Korç. Both firefighters and teams from the Forest Directory, as well as military forces, were sent to tackle the flames. However, they were unsuccessful due to the rugged terrain. Intervention from the air is being sought because the fires are located in mountainous areas. Despite the improvements, the danger of new fires erupting remains as temperatures continue to be high. The civil emergency specialists are constantly monitoring the situation throughout the country. Should you see any signs of fire, the Civil Emergency Service continues to implore you to contact emergency phone numbers immediately. Diber has been one of the areas most affected by fires this summer. Diber's Prefect told Aura News that many of the infernos in the area resulted from deliberate actions by citizens. The Prefect blames irresponsible shepherds who, in an effort to improve the pasture for their cattle, burned dozens of bushes and woods. As the mountainous terrain has made the work of firefighters difficult in the Diber areas, the Prefect is discontent with the aid received to extinguish fires and with local police for failing to arrest the arsonists. Bulchiza's municipality has been the most problematic with fires. It has suffered from 15 or 16 blazes. Only the firefighting service has been committed to battling the flames, not any of the other structures. From the 15 cases of fires, not one person has been arrested. For this reason, I am asking the Bulchiza Police Department to take the necessary measures, declared the Prefect of Diber. Fires in the Diber area have caused considerable damage. Dozens of hectares of woods are burned, and in some cases, fires have also risked local houses. Prosecutors have launched investigations regarding 35 individuals, all accused of committing arson. 12 people were arrested, a further 19 are being investigated while free, while another 4 have active warrants for their arrest. According to police, some of the main reasons for lighting deliberate fires are the renovation of pastures and burning of forest in order to benefit from grants to plant new trees. Through a statement issued to the media, police says that it has also taken measures against 4 warehouses that store fireworks in Tiran and Elbasan. Meanwhile, some Aura News sources said that 30 people are accused of deliberate arson for acts committed in July alone. Based on Article 151 of the Criminal Code, sentences for those who set deliberate fires range from fines to suffering up to 5 years in prison. State police have engaged additional services for the identification of cases of deliberate fires in order to bring the responsible persons to justice. 3,545 police officers are engaged so far in the operations against the infernos. State police, in cooperation with firefighting teams, emergency service employees, local government and the military forces, have all been recently engaged to tackle the flames. Tirana's court today rejected the request by the prosecution to take data found on some equipment seized from the office of the State Police Director and the IT expert. The presiding judge considered the prosecution's request to be unfounded. The prosecution's request related to some computers that were seized from the office of the State Police Director and the IT expert, seized in the framework of investigations for the IMSI Catcher equipment. The IMSI Catcher, according to the investigation of the Task Force unit, has entered the Albanian territory without a relevant authorization and could realise telephone interceptions. But the Italian side declared that the equipment is aimed at training the Albanian police. The prosecution has not declared or argued why it needs the seized data, as per the aim of the investigation, or what the seizing of such data may prove, reads the court's decision. Further on, the judge argues that the prosecution started a legal proceeding against the State Police Director and IT experts in 2016 for dereliction of duty and for actions that hamper the revelation of truth. However, none of these offences are listed in Article 208 of the Criminal Code, and therefore data cannot be seized. Back in 2016, the State Police Director, Haki Chako, and 2 directors from the sector of operational forces were suspended for dereliction of duty, but later the appellate court rejected the decision for the dismissal of the officials. Meanwhile, it has been learned that the prosecution has appealed the court's decision. According to the Bank of Albania, in the past 3 months, Albanian people have mostly taken loans to cover their daily consumption. According to the data, loans for individuals have increased by 2.1 billion lek, more than when compared to the same period a year ago. The high number of applications for loans from individuals has also increased the number of requests for funding and has had an effect on easing credit conditions. The increases of consumption and easier financial conditions in the economy, as well as increased trust in citizens, have affected the increased number of loans. According to the Bank of Albania, citizens prefer to take the loans in lek, in this way eliminating the risks posed by exchange rates. The second-level banks expect crediting standards and citizens' requests for loans to be at the same level in the coming third quarter. On the other hand, banks have given less loans to business owners. According to the data provided by the Bank of Albania, the loan portfolios for businesses reduced by 6 billion lek in the second quarter of 2017. The reduction has come because of tighter lending conditions caused by the high level of bad loans, combined with fluctuations in the exchange rate. Tirana's City Hall continues with its operations to block gas stations operating illegally, that is, without licences and necessary documents, along with the operators that have not paid their local taxes. The City Hall blocked 24 gas stations in the past 24 hours. 15 of them are blocked for not being equipped with a licence and the needed documents. The City Hall Police and the Director of Local Taxes report that the recent operation was conducted at Comuna e Parisit, the Block area, and Rugadursit area. According to the City Hall, 7 gas stations applied for the documents and paid their taxes, and hence their blocks were removed. Since the City Hall started the operation, 27 gas stations have paid all their obligations. According to the City Hall, 173 gas stations operate in the city, and the undertaken operation aims at collecting all unpaid taxes and to equip the businesses with the relevant licences in order to ensure they operate in accordance with the law. Tirana's Mayor, Erion Veliaj, today inspected the work for the reconstruction of the Siri Kodra school, where he reconfirmed that the City Hall will complete the reconstruction of educational institutions before the beginning of the new school year. During the inspection, the Mayor also declared that the heating system will be realised, a project which, according to the Mayor, will be applied in every institution. I am satisfied that, at least in one unit, we are concluding the reconstruction of all educational institutions. We are completing the reconstruction of the Siri Kodra school so that it will be ready by the beginning of the new school year. All educational institutions in every unit are being reconstructed. We will work during August without interruption to make sure that all the capital schools have their work completed before classes begin again, declared the Mayor. Mr. Veliaj added that all institutions will be equipped with a heating system. We are working on the heating system so that we do not face problems during the cold winter days like last year. The main investment made in every school was heating. We are living in difficult days, so investments will also be made to protect against floods in order to keep our children safe during difficult winter days, said the Mayor. That's all for our English edition this evening. My name is Alexandra. Please join me again from the 31st of August, Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m, for your local news in English. On behalf of Aura News, thank you, good night, and have a wonderful summer.